As rumors of Yandy and Mendeecees' impending marriage continue to circulate, the tension has escalated to a breaking point, and all eyes are on them. Fans are left wondering whether love can really withstand the weight of betrayal, deceit, and years of suppressed resentment after what was once regarded as one of reality TV's strongest relationships is now under the most intense scrutiny. According to reports, the pair recently had a passionate heart-to-heart that had everyone in the room crying. Even those closest to them were rattled by the accusations and the raw emotions. This wasn't simply another dispute, according to insiders. This was the tipping point. The type that requires two individuals to determine whether they will either rebuild or permanently leave. Fans are already arguing on social media over who is to blame. While some argue that Yandy has just reached her breaking point after bearing the emotional burden for so long, others blame unresolved difficulties from Mendeecees' past. There is tension in the air surrounding them. Those who are desperate to determine whether the apocalypse is imminent analyze every look and every word. This startling sit-down has set, that much is certain, setting the groundwork for a momentous shift that will never be forgotten. Tension was high in the room as Yandy and Mendeecees eventually took a seat for what insiders are referring to as their marriage's most heated discussion to date. According to sources, tensions were high right from the beginning, with Mendeecees attempting to remain composed despite carrying the burden of years' worth of unsaid complaints, and Yandy clearly frustrated. Those who were there described the mood as electrifying. The weight of years' worth of pent-up rage appeared to be in every word. Every look is a silent charge. Rumors and resurfaced issues from Mendeecees' past have been cited by friends and family as the reason for this sit-down. Issues that had previously been mainly disregarded or put aside. According to sources, Yandy might withstand the emotional stress no more. Felt as if everything she had fought so hard to create was in danger of being destroyed by the past encroaching on her present. One source claims that she replied, "I can't keep carrying the ghosts of your past while pretending everything is okay. It's breaking me from the inside." Mendeecees supposedly attempted to react coolly, highlighting his loyalty and intentions, but the situation rapidly became heated. He reportedly murmured, "I've changed, Yandy. The past is behind me. Why is it still tearing us apart?" According to one buddy. Every rumored sentence has been analyzed by fans online, who have been discussing if it expressed guilt, desperation, or just plain annoyance at the continual reminders of the past. Old flames weren't the only topic of the purported talk. According to sources, the pressure of public life, communication breakdowns, and long-standing conflicts all came together in this one dramatic encounter. Known for her elegance and patience, Yandy apparently lost control and opened out about all the hurt and insecurities she had been repressing for years. She is reported by insiders as visibly shaking and crying, making statements that some witnesses claim can only be characterized as a mix of sadness and resolve. Allegedly, family members they couldn't speak and didn't know how to mediate without making things worse. According to reports, Judy Mendeecees' mother was silently watching, muttering to herself every now and then, as if she were caught between defending her son and admitting Yandy's suffering. Online, fans have been wondering whether her presence made the sit-down more intense than it otherwise may have been, or whether it helped keep things somewhat calm. When Yandy apparently challenged Mendeecees about his previous relationships, revealing truths that many believed had been long buried, the drama reportedly reached its climax. She was quoted as saying, "I've been quiet for so long, but it's impossible to ignore the shadow that keeps following us. Every time it surfaces, it feels like a wedge between us." According to sources, the room appeared to pause as Yandy's emotion was so intense that Mendeecees attempted to interrupt. Fans quickly jumped on social media to speculate on the significance of this incident, as everyone realized how serious the situation was. According to some, it was a necessary reckoning and an opportunity for the couple to finally work out their differences before they became irreversible. Others concerned that rather than bringing them closer to reconciliation, the emotional intensity would be too strong, leading to a permanent separation. The public's fascination with the tale has only grown as a result of the divisive responses, with fans analyzing each leaked image, ambiguous statement, and insider tip. A dot. Insiders claim that there were quiet periods throughout the sit-down. According to reports, it was so heavy that breathing was difficult. According to those close to the marriage, the weight of years of repressing emotions and strife appeared almost palpable in these calm moments. According to one witness, it was like watching a dam break. There was no halting the release of emotions that had been suppressed for years. Online viewers have called these scenes some of the most compelling and devastating reality TV dramas they have watched in years. Although the conversation was unpleasant, friends say it wasn't totally harmful. According to sources, Mendeecees tried to understand Yandy's emotions and acknowledged times when he could have paid more attention, communicated better, or shown greater empathy for her viewpoint. Even though the entire event was extremely draining, Yandy claimed that these little revelations helped her feel heard. She needed him to see her, not just hear her, according to one insider. Even though it was a lot for them both, it was a positive move. Even though at the time it didn't feel that way. There were also rumors that the topic of discussion shifted to the couple's public persona and the stress of having their personal problems closely examined by both the media and fans. According to sources, Yandy claimed that everything has gotten worse because of living under scrutiny. I can't even cry quietly without making headlines about it. Many admirers empathized with her displeasure at the constant attention, and the claimed remarks triggered an online discussion on the relationship between fame, personal life, and emotional health. Rumor has it that Mendeecees attempted to clarify that although he could appreciate her viewpoint, he also felt constrained by his past transgressions and the demands made on him as a public figure. Fans are divided about his alleged statement, with some interpreting it as a request for understanding and others as saying, "I feel like every choice I make is being judged, including the ones I make to try and fix us. I feel like I've changed, but the world won't let me move on." As the meeting allegedly went on, insiders interpreted them as a diversion from responsibility. The couple discussed the effect of the marriage on their children, and Yandy reportedly voiced concern that the ongoing conflict might negatively impact their emotional health. Mendeecees allegedly claimed that he wanted to protect them, but he wasn't always sure how to do it. Friends close to the family said that this part of the conversation was especially emotional, with both parents displaying vulnerability that is rarely seen in public. However, there were also brief flashes of humor, brief moments where the couple recalled why they fell in love, which served as a counterbalance to the intense emotions, reminding those in attendance that a strong bond still existed beneath the tension. Fans have conjectured endlessly about the pivotal moments in this sit-down, particularly about moments where one party reportedly stepped back to reflect while the other spoke their truth. Insiders describe these as rare instances of clarity amid chaos, moments where the rawness of emotion allowed for honesty that had previously been avoided. The public fascination with these moments has fueled endless online debate as people weigh every rumored word and gesture for hidden meaning. However, sources say that these moments of warmth were crucial in keeping the conversation from completely degenerating anger, even though the tears and accusations remained overwhelming. The intensity of the sit-down has only increased fan speculation about the future of the marriage, with many predicting that this could be either the beginning of reconciliation or the final chapter. As the dust settled from their emotional sit-down, friends and family revealed that the tension between Yandy and Mendeecees was far from over. According to sources, both Yandy and Mendeecees were emotionally worn out, but there was a sense of understanding, albeit fragile. Fans have been speculating online about how much the weight of Mendeecees' past continues to influence the marriage, with whispers suggesting that Yandy could no longer ignore the emotional baggage that had subtly infiltrated their daily lives. The intensity of the meeting left both exhausted and reflective, with both wondering how they had allowed years of resentment and external pressures to build to this breaking point. There are new challenges that neither of them anticipated. It's about trends, past mistakes, and the worry that the past could happen again. Even though Yandy is a powerful lady, she has boundaries. Fans quickly analyzed these claims online, with some viewing Judy's involvement as supportive, and others arguing that it only deepened the rift. The alleged aftermath of the sit-down included multiple conversations with family members and close friends, during which Judy reportedly voiced her own opinions about the situation, telling Mendeecees that Yandy was too sensitive to the past and that he needed to stand firm. According to sources, Mendeecees felt conflicted between his sense of obligation to his mother and his loyalty to Yandy, which resulted in a tug-of-war dynamic that left him emotionally spent. One insider said, "He wants to make everyone happy, but in doing so, he ends up pleasing no one." His well-being suffers as a result of the ongoing balancing act. This internal struggle became the main topic of discussion among fans who questioned whether Yandy's hesitancy and silence were an indication of weakness or a sign of careful consideration. Rumor has it that Yandy has been turning to her closest friends and family for support and guidance. frequently talking about how to handle a marriage that is hampered by family meddling and public scrutiny. "You've put so much love and effort into this relationship, but you deserve to feel respected and secure," one friend allegedly said to her. "You shouldn't have to compete with the past because of anyone." Following the sit-down, reports indicate that even minor disagreements became magnified, with both Yandy and Mendeecees reportedly struggling to control their frustration. Insiders recall one specific instance where a casual comment escalated into a heated exchange, which fans online interpreted as a subtle hint that Yandy might be considering a future separate from Mendeecees, further fueling speculation about the trajectory of the marriage. The alleged sit-down addressed a number of issues, but sources say it also revealed deeper vulnerabilities. Yandy reportedly expressed concerns about the longevity of their marriage, asking whether love alone could keep them afloat in the face of constant pressures. The family was left divided, unsure whether to step in or give the couple space to process their feelings. "I must be certain that we are creating something enduring rather than only getting by on a daily basis." Fans who understand the challenges of maintaining a relationship under continual scrutiny have found resonance in these remarks. On the other hand, Mendeecees was said to have tried to soothe Yandy, but sources claim that his attempts were hampered by residual guilt over earlier deeds. According to reports, he stated, "I'm here now trying to fix what I can, but I can't erase the past. All I can do is be better today." Fans discussed whether this statement was sincere or insufficient online, with responses ranging from appreciating his viewpoint to believing that his acknowledgement was insufficient to mend past hurts. In friends of the couple disclosed that the sit-down's emotional toll went beyond the couple itself, assert that security, domestic workers, and even members of the extended family were aware of the stress and felt obliged to tread gingerly so as not to exacerbate the situation. One source said, "Everyone in the house was walking on eggshells. The tension in the air was palpable, as if they were holding their breath against the walls themselves." Online, fans characterized these reports as evidence of how widespread the conflict had become, impacting every part of the home. As rumors about the effect of social media on the marriage continued to circulate, fans were constantly searching for indications of reconciliation or additional strain in the form of ambiguous posts, cryptic captions, and bleeding comments. While some argue that the public scrutiny adds another layer of stress that could push the couple closer to the breaking point, others say that transparency and fan support might provide them with motivation to work through their issues. According to sources, Yandy and Mendeecees started looking into ways to rebuild trust both privately and with the help of friends. They reportedly discussed expectations and communication strategies to keep future conflicts from getting worse, as well as boundaries. Friends claimed that these conversations were difficult but necessary to address issues that had been avoided for too long. Fans online debated the efficacy of such private discussions, with some applauding there were brief but emotionally charged moments of reconciliation, with some questioning whether long-term change is possible under constant pressure. According to insiders, Mendeecees apologized in one instance, leaving Yandy speechless, and in another, Yandy acknowledged his efforts in a way that seemed to soften the tension, if only slightly. Sources characterized these brief moments as fragile, delicate threads of hope in a marriage stretched to its limits, and fans responded with cautious optimism, noting that even small gestures of understanding can signal potential paths forward. It's a roller coaster of hope and doubt. One moment there's laughter, the next tears. It's exhausting for everyone involved, according to one insider. Friends cautioned that the couple is still in a precarious emotional state, with unresolved resentment and lingering doubts about past actions shadowing daily interactions. Fans online have echoed this sentiment, expressing concern for both Yandy and Mendeecees' mental and emotional health. During all of this, speculation about the future of the marriage has increased, with social media users engaging in endless arguments over as the story progresses. It becomes evident that this marriage is at a crossroads. Insiders continue to provide updates that fuel the drama, reporting on subtle changes in demeanor, interactions with friends, and private conversations. Each update adds layers to the story, ensuring that fans remain deeply engaged in every nuance of the couple's journey. Social media threads are full of speculation, advice, and debate, with viewers dissecting every possible clue about what might happen next. Some insist that the love between Yandy and Mendeecees is strong enough to withstand any storm, while others think that the combination of past betrayals, family involvement, and public scrutiny may be irreversible. Crossroads. According to sources, Yandy and Mendeecees are weighing not only their love for one another, but also their personal happiness. emotional health, and the impact on their kids. The stakes are high, the emotions are raw, and the outcome is uncertain, so every rumored detail of their sit-down could be a turning point in a story that keeps fans around the world interested. According to friends and insiders, the intensity of the meeting revealed just how fragile their relationship had become, leaving both Yandy and Mendeecees in a state of emotional limbo after the sit-down, with many questions unanswered, leaving both partners to struggle with lingering doubts about loyalty, trust, and the long-term viability of their marriage. According to insiders, Kay has confided in friends about times when she has wondered whether her sacrifices are being reciprocated and whether love alone is enough to sustain a relationship drained by external pressures and past betrayals. Another friend reportedly said, "Yandy is strong, but she's also human." Rumor has it that Yandy has been spending more time thinking about her personal needs, feeling as though the weight of the marriage has occasionally overshadowed her own happiness. Everybody ultimately hits a breaking point. These remarks struck a chord with fans, who acknowledged the challenging situation she finds herself in while applauding her tenacity. Fans online have debated whether Mendeecees' efforts are sufficient, with some arguing that actions speak louder than words, and others defending his sincerity amidst the complexity of the situation. According to sources, Mendeecees struggles with guilt over how the past has affected his marriage, acknowledging the impact of past relationships, family interference, and public scrutiny on Yandy's emotional well-being. Their friends have claimed that the family environment has grown tense, with minor interactions turning into "everyone in the household feels the pressure," one source said, adding that children, extended family, and household members have become acutely aware of the fragile dynamics and often adjust their behavior to avoid triggering conflict. The strain in the air is palpable. It is comparable to navigating a storm without an umbrella. As they pointed out how fame magnifies, fans responded to these assertions with empathy. Private struggles do. According to reports, social media has been a major factor in the couple's continuous tension. According to sources, Yandy and Mendeecees bear the burden of public scrutiny, with every post and comment scrutinized for indications of trouble. Insiders claim that this pressure intensifies arguments and magnifies insecurities, creating an almost constant cycle of tension. Online fans have debated whether public attention is beneficial or detrimental, with some arguing that it brings accountability and support, while others claim it deepens the strain. The couple's conversations have allegedly also touched on past grievances and unspoken frustrations that have persisted for years. According to the sources, Yandy confronted Mendeecees about times when she felt invisible or unsupported, exposing minor but cumulative incidents that have subtly eroded trust. The couple has been investigating ways to mend communication, including private conversations away from social media and intentional check-ins to discuss feelings without escalating into arguments, according to friends. Insiders say that NDCs tried to acknowledge these feelings, but the sheer volume of emotion made it difficult to find common ground. Internet fans have praised the courage it takes to address such deep-seated concerns, while also acknowledging how difficult reconciliation can be when resentment has taken root over time. Online fans have speculated about the efficacy of these strategies, questioning whether they are sufficient to resolve years of accumulated tension. One of the most difficult aspects, according to whispers, has been striking a balance between family involvement and personal boundaries. According to sources, Yandy and Mendeecees of family in high-profile relationships, with differing views on whether their involvement is supportive or destabilizing. Fans have reportedly been quick to read between the lines, examining body language, facial expressions, and subtle cues for signs of discord. According to sources, the couple's public interactions have been impacted by strain, and appearances together at events have become carefully planned, with both attempting to maintain a facade of unity while privately processing unresolved tension. One observer reportedly said, "It's clear they're trying, but you can see the underlying stress. Every grin seems purposeful. Every chuckle was a bit forced." According to friends close to Yandy, she has been thinking about the long-term effects of her marriage and assessing what she needs in order to feel safe and appreciated. Fans online have conjectured endlessly about what this could mean, with theories ranging from temporary separation to permanent decisions about the future. Alleged moments of reconciliation have reportedly been bittersweet, with both Yandy and Mendeecees showing vulnerability, but still struggling to close the gap created by years of compounded stress. Insiders say these moments, though brief, offer glimmers of hope that love can survive even under the heaviest pressures. According to fans, she has discussed the possibility of taking space to focus on personal growth, but she is divided about whether such a step would be interpreted as abandonment. Enough. Without consistent work and real responsibility, the children have reportedly become the center of discussions about reconciliation and separation. Friends say both parents are very worried about the emotional impact of the current tension. And insiders say this has led to conversations about co-parenting techniques and preventing needless conflict in the home. Online fans have praised the couple for their understanding of the children's needs, but they are also discussing how long they can handle high emotions without causing more stress. Rumors also suggest that small triggers like comments on social media, casual conversations, or family recommendations can start arguments that last for hours. As the story progresses, fans have been discussing these scenarios online, often relating them to their own experiences and offering advice, support, and concern for the couple's well-being. Although the process is far from perfect, sources say that Yandy and Mendeecees are both learning to identify these triggers and manage reactions. Sources suggest that Yandy and Mendeecees are at a crossroads, facing decisions that could either strengthen their bond or accelerate a separation. Fans online have remained captivated, dissecting every purported detail and discussing the possible outcomes for a relationship under the fierce glare of fame, expectation, and history. According to insiders, the emotional intensity between Yandy and Mendeecees remained palpable in the weeks after the sit-down. While there were brief moments of calm, the weight of unresolved issues and the public scrutiny continued to hang over them like a storm cloud. Friends reportedly noticed subtle changes in tone and mood, as well as small gestures that hinted at lingering frustration and occasional hope, creating an emotional roller coaster that left everyone close to the couple on edge. Online reports that Yandy has been questioning whether the sacrifices she has made in the marriage are actually being acknowledged. According to one insider, she's a loving partner and mother, but she's human. She allegedly revealed in Friends that she frequently feels as though her own needs are subordinated, overshadowed by the shadow of past failures and outside pressures. She must feel safe, appreciated, and seen, and that feels complicated right now. Men, according to sources, have been attempting to balance their sense of obligation to their families with their wish to save and mend their marriages. Online, fans have shown support for her stance and debated whether patience alone can sustain a relationship under such stress. Fans speculate endlessly online about whether this internal struggle is a sign of genuine care or an inability to take decisive action, fueling heated discussions and divided opinions. According to sources, even small conversations can quickly become emotionally charged, with each side defending their perspective while trying to be understood. Insiders describe these episodes as exhausting but essential, necessary for confronting patterns and dynamics that have built over years. Fans claim he feels caught between honoring his mother's perspective and validating Yandy's feelings, creating moments of internal conflict that occasionally manifest as tension or withdrawal. Rumors that social media still plays a complex role in the couple's dynamic, with both Yandy and Mendeecees reportedly hyper-aware of how fans interpret their interactions in the media, which can amplify stress and create an almost constant pressure to present a united front. Insiders say that this attention, while sometimes supportive, also magnifies insecurities, making minor disagreements feel monumental. Fans are debating the impact of fame on relationships online, with some arguing that constant observation encourages accountability, while others insist it destabilizes emotional intimacy. One friend reportedly stated that Yandy is deeply committed, but she knows there's a limit to what she can endure. Love is important, but self-respect and security matter too. Fans online have interpreted these sentiments as a potential indicator that Yandy may consider significant changes if the dynamics do not improve. According to hot sources, Yandy has expressed concerns about the long-term implications of unresolved conflicts. Insiders allege that she frequently reflects on whether staying in the marriage is sustainable for her mental and emotional health. According to insiders, he has tried to apologize or validate Yandy's feelings on a number of occasions, but the emotional complexity of the situation often leaves both partners exhausted rather than relieved. Fans continue to debate the sincerity and effectiveness of these gestures online, reflecting the polarized public interest in every aspect of their relationship. Friends claim that the household environment remains tense with everyone aware of the couple's fragile emotional state. However, the constant reemergence of past grievances challenges his patience and emotional stability. According to insiders, discussions about the children have been some of the most delicate moments. Sources say both parents are deeply concerned about how the ongoing tension affects them, prompting conversations about co-parenting strategies, emotional support, and shielding the children from conflict. Friends reportedly observe that both Yandy and Mendeecees are committed to prioritizing their well-being. However, the tension is especially noticeable during family gatherings or public appearances, where both Yandy and Mendeecees feel the need to maintain composure despite internal conflicts. Strain of the marriage complicates efforts to create a stable environment. Fans online have praised this commitment while also wondering if these efforts will be sustained under prolonged stress. According to sources, Yandy and Mendeecees are seeking professional counsel to navigate the complex emotional landscape of their marriage. According to insiders, these sessions, whether with therapists, mediators, or trusted advisors, are meant to address communication patterns, rebuild trust, and manage the impact of external scrutiny. Fans online discuss these possibilities in great detail, offering their thoughts on whether professional support can actually make a difference when years of accumulated tension are involved. Alleged moments of connection reportedly continue to surface, though they are frequently brief. According to sources, when Yandy and Mendeecees were able to emotionally align, there was a brief return of intimacy, laughter, and understanding, which gave both of them a glimpse of the love that first brought them together. Insiders describe these moments as fragile but crucial, a reminder that the foundation of their relationship, despite its damage, still exists. Fans on the internet frequently celebrate these brief moments of hope, while cautioning that they are not a guarantee of long-term resolution. Whispers claims that outside factors continue to complicate the marriage, with family opinions, social media commentary, and even public speculation about previous relationships. Sources say that both Yandy and Mendeecees continue to struggle with the intersection of love, trust, and accountability. Insiders say that Yandy seeks reassurance, consistency, and respect. Mendeecees tries to show growth and commitment amidst a backdrop of lingering insecurities, and controlling these pressures requires constant vigilance, emotional self-regulation, and careful communication, skills that are hard to sustain when both parties are already emotionally spent. Fans online continue to be captivated by this dynamic, frequently offering advice, criticism, or support in a way that reflects their own investment in the story, with emotions, expectations, and history colliding in ways that are both painful and revealing. Fans online continue to engage passionately, offering opinions, predictions, and emotional investment in what has become a saga of trust, resilience, and the struggle to maintain connection under pressure. Through all of this, insiders emphasize that the couple's journey remains fluid, unpredictable, and intensely human. Fans online debate whether their efforts are sufficient, whether love can truly overcome these challenges, and what the ultimate outcome might be. The speculation has fueled ongoing engagement, keeping the story at the forefront of reality television commentary. After their sit-down, the tension.